Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here bringing you another nerdy video. As you can see, we are playing Star Wars The Old Republic. We are continuing with the Smuggler. We have just completed Coruscant's world quest line, and we've also completed the class missions. So thank God, because what this means is we can move on from this planet and continue on with the main story. Oh boy, it's been it's been a stressful time, folks. So yeah, we have the thing there. Okay, we're just going to minimize all this. Now, we are still on Coruscant. As you can see, I did some leveling of crafting. So yeah, we have some new implants that we've implanted into ourselves.
I've got good suppliers. Here. Only the best sold here.
This... Yeah, this is for... Sentinel. Yeah, that's for that. That's
Feel free to browse.
So yeah, we're... Technically, we're looking for this guy.
See anything you like, give me a wink.
The Smuggler, but his gear. Oh wait, no. Does this gear not come? Oh yeah, so there you go. So as you can see there, like his gear is like this Smuggler one. No, some of it does not have any stats, but some of it do. Like that's tech power, and then it focuses on anything else. Like it looks like. So it's only the weapons that come with overall stats. Which is... Oh, sorry, pardon me folks. Which is very handy considering the fact that...
Got a full stock and permission to sell.
They removed all that stuff. Now, oh wait, this armor seems to come with stuff. Power. Which I find very interesting. And then here's a power generator and a shield generator. With some decent stuff, but you need a construction kit in order to get these.
I'm back in one piece.
Which I actually never understood how to get them. Gonna be honest with you.
Senators are mighty proud of their office building, aren't they? Can't say I blame them.
So this is again this is what our smuggler looks like. Wearing again adaptive gear, but the gear is stuff that we're getting from quests, and it's all tailored towards defense rating and shield stats, preferably shield absorption, as well as the chances for our shield to actually trigger. Now the life day droids are actually going to soon go berserk. Well, they're slowly going to start going berserk, and the revelers are going to.
Coruscant sure is good at making a fella feel small. I guess it's kind of inspiring.
So here we go. We need to go into the lower levels. Well, sorry, upper level. Which sort of makes sense. You want the hangars to be above to make things easier. For the hangars to easily. Sorry, for the ships to easily get in and out. Let's see, where is the hangars are here, aren't they? I could have swore they're on this. The sector. Being members of guilds come with benefits, especially if you complete guild quests. Okay, guess no. This is not the hangar. Sorry, I don't normally see the. I will say the Drummond cast spaceport is a lot more streamlined. Its design is pretty simple, and I know where to go very easily. And the layout, like, is also a lot better. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay, I know, sorry. They have all these elevators up front, but we don't actually use those elevators at all. We have to go to the back. So there we go. There it is. Yeah. These are the hangars. Giant Counselor, Smuggler. So yeah, we need to turn this way. Unfortunately, this is one of those examples where I'm losing screen time. Or my video is going to get extra time because I got lost. It's very costly to buy the ship upgrade. It's 50,000. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just buy it. It's worth getting it for future moments. Because at least this way, whenever we have to go back to our ship now, we have a very quick travel system. Where's that? Don't know why those people are looking at my ship. The hell?
My new master at last! I am C2N2, steward of this vessel. It is my extreme good fortune to serve you.
You were bought by a thieving, gutless son of a cath-hound. But this is my ship. You take orders from me. Got it?
I am programmed to serve this vessel's captain, not my purchaser. I will happily accept your every command. C2 series droids represent the latest advances in everything from starship technical maintenance to nutritional advice tailored for your specific organic needs. Welcome aboard your Corellian XS light freighter, a marvel of customization. I can only speculate why such large engines were mounted to its hull. Along with the usual accommodations, you'll find a secure captain's locker for storing valuables. Your bridge contains an ever-updating map of the galaxy. It's quite beautiful to look at. Priority alerts from the Republic network are accessible at the HoloNet console. Long-range communications are available via the Holo terminal. And finally, the ship's intercom will inform your crew that you wish to meet. Do you have any questions, Master?
Prep the ship for a flight. We're leaving shortly.
The ship is fueled and ready, Master. There are just a few final points we should review first. As you can see, I am not equipped for physical danger. My function is to maintain the starship as your home away from home. I am happy to assist you with any non-hazardous task, of course. I pride myself on the utmost attention to detail.
What do you consider a non-hazardous task?
I am programmed to modify other technology. I can also perform long-range surveillance and diplomacy. I'm quite useful, I assure you. Whenever you are ready to depart, consult the galaxy map on the bridge. The ship's computers will handle the rest. Oh, and you may wish to investigate the cargo compartment. The items within it arrived before I did.
So yeah, that last bit about diplomacy and sending them off, that was back when crew members had specialties in terms of crew skills. So essentially, before you would send someone on a particular mission, you would want to consult their crew skill, like their preferred crew skills, because they would get benefits for going out on that mission. They would have higher chances of success, but also a higher chance of getting good quality items. They eventually got rid of that because it did sort of limit classes to doing very specific crew skills. For example, in some cases, some companions clashed with the class. For example, some of the it was just a very awkward situation, and it took it just sort of like made the companions sort of like less enjoyable, especially like, for example, let's say you have a companion that you don't like to use as your actual primary companion. You like to leave them on the ship, but they didn't have they weren't really good at the crew skill that you wanted to set up your character for. I believe there was some for the Sith Inquisitor that was not good for Sith weaving, which is making robes. They were more better suited to artificing type skills, and as such, not only did I not bring this person with me on missions, but like he was not really useful outside of that. So they eventually got rid of that, and they now just tied their efficiency to their influence. So now influence has gone up to be a total of 50, and you can see if you if you hover over it, you can see the current situation. Presence affects how well they perform in combat, and or healing when you have them as your primary companion. And then you can see the breakdown. Like, for example, with him, he has a plus 18% time efficiency when set on crew tasks, and he has a plus 6% for critical rates. So, which means, because there are some very rare items you can get from crew successes, and then there's critical success, which can give you rare items as well as increased amount of items, and it tells you how you met them. So like, there you go, you get him from the Alliance, and you get that from rewards. So like, it's best to get that as high as possible to maximum 50, because I believe their percentage in time efficiency becomes 50%, or higher. I'm trying to remember, don't know. We'll have to consult my trooper, I would, to find out. But their critical rate is also really high. Which is why it's best to swap out your companions as soon as you can. I'll give you an example here when we get to our terminal here. Oh, we have dialogue with Riggs here.
So, how'd you end up out here, Captain? Was there ever a time you wanted something more normal? A family? A steady job somewhere you didn't need a blaster in hand?
I've got my freedom, my ship, and my gun. What more is there?
I've just been thinking about a guy I met in the brigade. Mercenary. He'd been fighting for the Republic for 20 years. I was 16, fresh off the ship. This guy gave me my first blaster.
I thought you country boys grow up shooting.
I mean, sure, I'd handled a hunting rifle, but never anything aimed at people. This guy told me, gun's just a tool. You use it to destroy, or you use it to protect against those who would destroy you.
and you took it to heart.
Made me think different about guns. You can't protect the people you love if you're afraid to get your hands dirty. I brought Torchy home, and my parents made me lock her up, told me not to wish away peace. I didn't have her when the Separatists came. Boy, Captain, life with you is almost enough to get me missing the good old days. For Ord Mantell, where Separatists were bad and guns were good, and we could just run in shooting.
I'm not noticing a drop-off in our rate of running in and shooting.
Yeah, we just have to do so much thinking first. Why don't we have more fun on this ship? Back home, when we needed a laugh, we used to run the Rontos in circles, then see if they could charge us without falling over.
Good night, Corso.
Maybe I should go lie down.
Oh, he's been drinking. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I should have actually opened up my quest. So here we go. Now, this does not tell you which order it's recommended to do them in, so we're going to have to rely on their levels. So let's see. Taris is level 16 to 20. And Nar Shaddaa is 20 to 24. So that tells me Nar Shaddaa, in terms of chronological order, is where we should start. And the reason why that is important, now technically I can go to Nar Shaddaa straight away. I could go there right now and then do this later. But there are certain benefits of doing them in their correct order. So we're going to head there now. Now, this video is going to be... I might end this video here, folks. Just... oh, good. Yeah, she's in the hangar. So yeah, folks, I might actually end this video here. So this way, me getting lost, me talking about companions, influence, as well as then me heading here and explaining why it is important to, because it ties into influence, and I'll actually get into it now. It will contain a bit of a spoiler for Nar Shaddaa, so bear with me on that. But yeah, this will be a nice explanation of companions. So, and I'll probably try and do this for every one of my videos actually going forward, in terms of playing, whenever I play a new character. So here's the spoiler, folks. Okay, so again, if you guys are not interested, you can end it here and move on to the next video. But if you're sticking around, here's why I am doing this planet first. And again, it ties into influence, and it's why I consider it important to play the planets in their certain order. So generally around, it's a little different for each class. Keep that in mind. You get your class companions at different stages throughout the game, as you can well imagine, and it is different for every class. Some classes get their companions at, I think, a slightly higher rate, whereas some get them at a bit of a reduced rate. Hell, for example, the Sith warrior gets their companion for their final mission. For their final mission going into their trials before they leave Corbin, whereas the Sith Inquisitor gets his companion at the very end of his trials at Corbin. And he actually, so you don't really get to use him much for that. And I believe it is the same way. And whereas also the Sith Inquisitor and the Imperial Agent and the Bounty Hunter both get their companion for the end of their missions as well. They get them for the end, if I do recall correctly. So the Sith Inquisitor is very unique in the sense that they don't get their companion until the very, very end of their tutorial world, at least on the Empire side. And it's the same way. You get them at different moments throughout the game, so it's a bit unpredictable when you're going to get your companion. So now the reason why I am not now in terms now here again, this is a spoiler for the Smuggler, so keep that in mind, folks. If you're still listening, it's on you. Now, your next companion for the Smuggler is a Wookiee, and again, it should be very obvious why they give you your second, why you get a Wookiee as one of your companions for when you're playing a Smuggler. Now, he is located on Nar Shaddaa, and as such, you would I could jump there right now and get him. So that way, when it comes to the crew skills, I can increase my output, because based on my level, I can then send out more and more people. So sometimes it is handy to rapidly rise up, to rapidly increase your crew count to get the most out of your crew skills. However, now as I said, this ties back into influence. It is better for me to hang out with Corso Riggs and get as much influence with him as possible, because I don't know the personality of the Wookiee. I don't know if I'm going to prefer traveling with him as opposed to, like, right here we have our likes. Likes: protecting the weak, being nice to ladies, punishing bad guys. Dislikes: hurting for profit, hurting women no matter what they did, working with Sith or Imperials. So I'm pretty much want to replace Corso Riggs. I want my bounty hunter to be dark side, and I want him to be all about the credits. Having Corso Riggs travel with me is a bit of a detriment. So I would rather keep him back on the ship and be getting influence with him through crew skills, because when you do a crew skill, you get an amount of influence. There is, like, right now, say 28, and it does go. Oh no, it's the same. Oh, there you go, 26. So it does go up as the better the higher the tier the crew skill. But the point is, I don't want him being my active companion, so which means I'm probably going to replace him with the Wookiee as soon as I get the Wookiee. So the best way for me to get his influence up to make him more efficient for crew skills before I replace him is to keep him around and play into his likes as best I can without deviating too much. So, and however, unfortunately, the game is set up that if I was to recruit the Wookiee and go back, I don't know. Now, this is just my experience. Maybe they patched it. I don't know. But last time I checked, if I unlocked a companion on a higher level planet, or let's use D&D terms, a higher tier. Let's say I recruit. I get my Chapter 2 companion. We'll call that Tier 2, and no, because I don't want to have already done some things clear. Actually, let's say I only do class missions, right? I only do class missions, no world missions, no side quests, and I got to Chapter 2 of the story, and I got a companion. I don't know which companion. I'm not terribly familiar with the Smugglers, but let's just say I get a companion from there. I go back to a Tier 1 planet. Let's say Nar Shaddaa or this planet Taris. Let's say I'm over Taris. I go back to Taris or Nar Shaddaa with the Tier 2 companion to do the world missions. That Tier 2 companion will not gain any influence from any of the dialogue decisions that I will make. Yeah, that's an incredibly annoying thing. They will get no benefits. I will gain no influence from bringing them to a lower tier world and doing dialogue options that they would get, unless the quest was gained, unless the story quest came in after I unlocked them. again, the game assumes you're doing things in a certain order, so therefore the programming locks you out. Now, again, I might be wrong. They might have changed that. You know what? I'm actually going to quickly look that up right now, as quickly as I can, and we'll see if I'm wrong. But as it stands, I'm better off doing Taris with Corso Riggs as my companion, getting as much influence with him as I can. Do Nar Shaddaa using him as my main companion, get as much more influence with him as I can, and then once I get the Wookiee companion, then doing the next set of planets with the Wookiee. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to instead go to Nar Shaddaa and recruit the Wookiee as quickly as possible. So let's see here. SWTOR companions influence on lower level cities. Sorry, lower level planets. Running influence on lower level planets. So it just comes up. I was wondering if I bring a panda I got on a planet higher than the quest line to a lower level planet, for example, the last companion on a level 30 planet, and do some quests there. Will the companion get any influence if I picked all, my answers correctly, or influence gain is scripted only on planets I go after I got the companion? And then someone, now this is back in 2012, so keep that in mind. Yes, you will not. Yes, you will. Not sure if they why you think it would matter. I really think the situation, for example, with my second companion, I went back to the Black Talon, and no choices I made seemed to influence his affection. So I am not sure if they really support newer companions and older content as far as affection goes, because I tried here and there and never got any influence, even when I was supposed to get some. So that's back in. It seems to be up in the air. There's again that's not a definitive answer. One person says yeah, one person says I went back to the Black Talon, which is a sort empire thing. Do all commands in the game friends join all? What if I only did class missions? Do I collect all companions and went back to earlier planets? Alright, so the same question. I suspect companions don't gain influence on planets or arcs before they're supposed to be recruited. Would this be accurate? If true, Sergeant Fring this, only gain quest influence from Belsavis. It is indeed accurate. There are some oddities. If you recruit a companion part way around a planet, about what happens in the rest of the planet, but they definitely don't gain influence for conversation choices on planets earlier in the story than their recruitment planet. They also don't offer scenery comments on those planets. One example, Alair Doran's anti-imperial commentary on Balmorra, you unrecruited on Hod, has nothing to say about those places. So yeah, so there we go, folks. As I read through those, it seems like pretty much definitively they have not changed that, and so yeah, they have not changed it. So there is literally no reason for me to go rushing off to Nar Shaddaa to recruit the Wookiee, and then bring him back to Taris, because he will gain no influence. There is literally no point. Now, which also means in terms of flashpoints, now if you want to grind flashpoints, to farm influence with them using flashpoints, which are story missions, story-based missions that you can get influence from. The best one to, if you want to guarantee influence. Hold on, there's a way you can bring up that list. Hold on. Oh, there you go. That's how you click it. So the U list, that's the first one we did. That's not the one we want to do. So we actually, it's better if we click. So there we go. So there it is. Now you actually unlock these based on your level. Top secret mission. Enter the person. They cannot be the only two solo ones. Hold on. Filter. Artist can't do much. Those for characters 29 through 80. Terra 5, okay, yeah, see, this is, no, it's like, how is this organized? And it's not alphabetical, so it is definitely true levels. 17, 25, 21, 29, 29. So they're at the same time. Because I know Terra 5 is connected to Maelstrom in terms of story. J Master named out to recruit you for a top secret mission. Enter them person. You now have the means to net Master. That is very strange. I could have sworn you had a Flashpoint mission before that was solo ranked. And I could have sworn Terra 5 was before that. Give me a sec, folks. Alright, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But anyway, when it comes to solo flashpoints, you want to pick the highest tier one you want. So in this case, it'll be the Maelstrom, because when I recruit the Wookiee, that will most likely have influence points that I could gain from both the Wookiee and Corso Rig. So I could use that to farm influence with the both of them. Like, again, it does, as you can see, it also gives me obviously the most rewards as well. But once you reach, if you're at max level and you're trying to just get them to level 50 influence, if that's your main focus, yeah, it's better to go with the one that is most likely to have, try and figure out which one has the most dialogue options, and then try and pick that. For Corso Rigs, there's a lot of dialogue options in the Elsis one. I don't know how to pronounce that ship's name. That has a lot of dialogue options, so I think that's pretty simple for Corso Rigs. And because he is light side, if I was to farm and with the sole purpose of getting influence for him, I would probably pick that, because through picking the light side options, you're probably guaranteed to get a lot of influence with him. But the problem though is my light side thing will shift, which is something I don't want, but again, this is purely for getting influence with him. And by getting him out of the way, I can then focus on the dark side options for the later on companions, possibly. But yeah, the only problem is I wouldn't be able to tell you how much maximum influence you can get from him, because speaking from experience, it takes a lot of influence. As you can see there, like, it takes, just to get him to rank 14, it takes a lot. Now, luckily enough, there are crew skills that do allow you access to gifts, like companion gifts there. And there's another shortcut you can do to get even more influence with them is, where is it? No, it's not there. Why? There we go. If you go into your legacy, and if you invest in legacy persuasion, which is something I should really do, Now, again, as you can see, it will cost you about 80,000 credits to max it out. But let's see, if we... It's 80 for each one. Yep, gained from companion gifts, from conversation. Increases the chance of augmented results. Yeah, you're sort of going to want to do that for crafting anyway. Selling junk. Yeah. This is the time taken to give. Yeah, I don't understand that. I would never buy this. What's the like? Yeah, there's unless you have like loads of gifts that you're trying to get rid of from your vaults or storage. Yeah, this is a pointless one unless you can buy it for you can't. You can only buy it for individual characters at a time. So it's like that's pointless. I'd rather take the extra time to hand them over. But yeah, if you buy, so it'll be 80,000 each. So it's 160,000 credits to max out these, but they stack. So that is 10, 20, 30%. That is a 30%. This increase is cumulative with previous increases of currency. So I think that's a 30% increase in dialogue. So you're better off getting these as early as you can. And if you do them plus the crew skill plus farming flashpoints, it can help speed up. But yeah, you're gonna want to if you're using flashpoints to speed up an influence gain, you're going to want to pick a flashpoint that has lots of dialogue. So you want it to be something that you can complete very quickly. So lots of dialogue very quickly, with lots of decisions that are better suited for that companion. Again, the first one is very good for the smugglers, Corso Riggs. You can probably gain a lot of influence with him very quickly on that, and also you'll definitely want to, if you're doing the solo one, obviously, if you do it on story mode, you're gonna want to make sure you're also geared to the fucking max for damage for yourself, and have your companions set for damage, and then just let the story companion droid tank everything and heal, because you want to be able to blaze through that as quickly as possible. So yeah, this has been this video is just all about gathering influence. So yeah, and this is pretty much how influence works in SWTOR. It's all about increasing the combat effectiveness of a companion, as well as crew skills. There's literally no point rushing to get your companion to get as much influence squeezed out of every planet, every dialogue of a planet. You're going to want to do them in the proper order, and essentially once I recruit the Wookiee, he'll be the only companion I will use until I get my next companion, and then at that point I will then bring only the new companion for all future missions, and then I'll do the same thing, and I'll just repeatedly do that until I get to the point where I will pretty much take any companion I prefer. And anyone who I don't use, I'll be gaining influence with the use of crew missions. Yeah, that's as much of the tips as I can give. Other than what the maximum is, I have one character that has 50 in a companion through Galactic Seasons, but that's about it. Yep, that is all I have to say. This is the Celtic Nerd signing out. One name, one sky. I will be back very quickly after I get a drink, so that way we actually have some story content to talk about and actually play some story. You know what? Just to speed things up, I'm going to have my character ready to talk to... there we go. We are completely set to just jump straight in to the next story. I'll be able to just right-click her and we'll jump straight into the story. This is the Celtic Nerd signing out. One name, one sky.